got an error and it stopped the broadcast. But we are live. It is week 12, tier 3. We have Sea9 versus Valhalla. Tonight you have Jibba and Sebi casting and commentating for you.
Hey guys, what's going on? I am just gonna make you owner now.
We test the pause. The pause works. That's all good. No, that was a weird error. Just kind of knocked it out right away. Looks like on the side of Sea9, we will be seeing a Rhine Ball, a Farah McCree, and a Mercy Moira.
Interesting to see the Farah on the side of Valhalla as well. They do have the Ash with Prophetic, so it's going to be difficult for Tamer to get too much value there. They are running the Rhine Diva along with double main heals, so interesting to see the same heal lineup.
Yeah,
well.
I think both sides here, we're going to see the Mercy pocketing this Farah. What will be the smart thing to see is the Mercy drop to help the hit scan on both teams with the Farah. So
just give me one moment.
Yep.
Problem.
So some quick engagements here. It looks like right now we're following K2, so both Rhines are really just brawling into each other. I think this Diva was helping with backing Rhine out with that DM, but unfortunately we just saw Sea9 here really target focus and take them out of mech. And from there it's just a little bit of cleanup because while we did see K2 try to charge out, he unfortunately got stuck there on a pillar and was not able to escape. So smart of Valhalla here to kind of just regroup, wait for the full team. A lot of ult percentage. We do see them swap off of the Farah onto a Sombra, which would be really good to deal with this ball here.
And definitely a solid start for Sea9 here. They do have 3 ults built up for this next fight and an early pick as well from Nikani. So looking quite healthy right now.
I like the rotation here that Sea9 did just try to take, but unfortunately Alonzita and Nikani were both there to kind of push them back in a little bit.
Those shatters do come out. Nikani has found himself a 4-piece here, make that 5. Almost getting that team kill on his own there.
Yeah, I liked the idea from K2 there to use the shatter to try and take Weeby Ghost out of that coalescence, but unfortunately they were already, I think, down 1 to 2 people at that point. And then once your shield goes down, that Rhine is going to take advantage of that. Couple of ults used there on the side of C9. I don't know if the shatter was 100% necessary because it did look like it was a fairly one fight for them already, but I like the aggressiveness and securing and trying to follow up.
I do like the change of pace here from Valhalla. They wanted to use that Rhino as soon as possible and swap to the double shield. And Akat with the first pick here takes out the pesky ball Alonzita. And Danny with the follow-up, and this should be a one fight for Valhalla.
Valhalla really using this pillar here in the middle and trying to, or not Valhalla, C9 really playing around it, but Valhalla is just doing the same thing in response now.
That was a good shutdown there from Hunter onto Tamer, but the res does come out from the strap. And it looks like C9 were able to hold that there.
What sort of swaps at this time do you think we need to see here? I like seeing Atcat go to the Brig at the end because that will be really useful for trying to deal with that ball, and especially with a McCree. But it looks like the whole team is kind of almost at this point trying to counter that ball a little bit.
I agree with you, but the thing to note is if you're focusing on the ball, then Farah is going to have a lot of free reign in this guy. You do have Prophetic on the McCree, but it's difficult fighting a McCree versus a Pharmacy if you don't have a Mercy pocket of your own.
5, 4, 3.
Oh, and we do see Prophetic swap again. Was going to go into the Farah, but swap to the Reaper. Looks like Valhalla are going to go with the Rhine Sari. Quite a brawly comp here, actually, so it will be quite exciting to see this unfold.
Looks like C9's kept everything the same except we are off the Moira and onto a Baptiste instead. Definitely helpful against this Reaper ult.
Definitely. One thing Valhalla do need to watch out for is now they've gave Farah a lot of room to work with here. She's going to pretty much be uncontested in the skies, so they've got to really be careful. Try to either win the ground fight as quick as possible or take her out somehow.
And it looks like Valhalla is going for that ground fight option, so really just brawling on point. They're going to force that Farah out of the sky and come to them. And at this point, you know, we'll see Hunter get really high charged as that Zarya, and between Hunter and maybe a little bit of help from the Mei or the Moira, they have a chance of focusing that Farah down.
They were able to take out the Baptiste, who gives just a ton of healing as well, so very high value pick there, along with the Immort that he just threw out now. He's got to be careful with resistance. K2 is coming relatively close to that Shatter, even though Opti has his own. And there comes K2. Shatter does find 2, but he is found in no man's land and is punished for it.
We did see also combo out here on the side of Sea9. We had mines come out along with the Farah barrage, so you know, built up that barrage fairly quickly and kind of used it to put Valhalla there between like almost a rock and a hard place, because they had those mines to their back there. So you know, good use of that, because they didn't have too many directions to go in where that was positioned.
I agree with you. Now, Valhalla here only have their support ults at the moment. It may be wise for them to see if they can get some sort of dry push, potentially bait out an ult or two from C9.
Which
C9 are doing a really good job with the ult economy at the moment.
They did get an early out there from the Baptiste, from Weeby. Weeby kind of using that ult to push Valhalla back, but and now we did see High Noon come out from Nakani, hoping to catch them out a little bit, but really nice patience here on the side of Valhalla to not use these ults to engage and just kind of wait. That is a good ult to engage with, though.
Fortunately, though,
what a miscommunication.
That would have been a pretty big shatter as well, but Alonzi said no.
And that might be the deciding factor that is seriously helping, you know, Valhalla kind of turn this fight around a little bit.
Do you see the barrage come out as well? It looks like Alonzi and Tamer were able to make up for the lack of communication earlier.
Yeah.
Seems like they're able to hold this fight.
Another really nice combo again there from that duo right now. It looked like, you know, that definitely looked like it was going to be Valhalla's point, but unfortunately just Silent Tamer in your back while K2 was trying to clear those mines, was able to take out AtCat and then take out K2.
Agreed. Now C9 have to be careful here. They are... Well, Valhalla do have 2 big ults here. Blizzard does come out to start the fight. And a nice Immort there from Weavy Ghost. The K2 with a shatter just to confirm the kill onto the Reinhardt, and it's looking like C9 are going to lose this point right now.
Really nice patience here, like I said, on the side of Valhalla. They still have this grab ready for next fight. You know, in moments like that, you expect to see a lot of ults used and sometimes overused, and Hunter's doing a really good job of keeping high charge and focusing down targets without the need for the ult.
A nice dagger there from K2 as well. One thing C9 don't need to worry about now is the High Noon, which I think may have been over-invested into that fight. But, I mean, if you hit your shots, you'll get it back pretty quickly.
So, just need to see this Mei really be able to kind of wall this ball off.
Nice grab and a nice Immort there as well from Weeby to save the team. Tamer was able to get the first pick and followed up with another 2, and I really don't think Valhalla are going to be able to touch it. So it looks like first map goes to C9. That was definitely a 50-50 map towards the end there. Valhalla definitely looked more comfortable on the brawly side of comps, in my opinion. And with the right target focus on the ground, they were able to take it up to what, 91%?
Yes, yep. I really liked the constant swaps though that we were seeing on the side of Valhalla. You know, they knew that the ball was a little bit of a problem, so they were ready to kind of deal with that. But unfortunately, you know, some playing that Reaper May at first into the beginning of it, like you said, did give that Pharah a lot of space. I liked Prophetic's idea of going to the McCree along with the May because that really would have, I think, helped counter both. I just think the swap was a little too late to have a lot of impact on that fight.
Agreed. And one thing is, swapping off the May Reaper will make your Brawl comp a lot more difficult to pull off because you're going to have the McCree that's pretty much going to be focusing on the Pharah, so you're going to be down a DPS for the Brawl fight.
Mm-hmm.
So next map we have Eichenwald. It's going to be a fun one.
All right, so we have. I'm not sure if I am correct or not on this. I know Brow Daddy used to be in the server in season 1, was a really good player. I want to say I think that this is his debut game for just, you know, for the since returning, especially now that he's on Valhalla. So it would be really, for any of the like the old school members here, it would be really, really nice and interesting to see sort of how he plays since we haven't seen him for quite a while.
Yeah, always exciting to see some new pickups.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he might be the key to the win here on Eichenwald.
Yeah, we love when like old members return to the server. You know, it's always good that you take whatever breaks that you need for whatever reasons you need. Sometimes it's just as simple as like you don't like Overwatch anymore. How dare somebody have that kind of opinion? But we do always love seeing when we have members returning and or members playing. So.
We're just that good of a league that people always want to come back to us.
All right, so we have same lineups. So we just need readies from the teams. No, I beat you.
I was going for the team chat bug.
So we have Mama Bear also coming in, an old teammate of mine, which I'm excited to see came in here for AtCat, another old teammate. So many people. But really excited to see Mama on the heels.
Mama Bear, I believe, was on Pizza Planet, right?
Yep, along with AtCat. They used to be on Pizza Planet previously.
Of course, yeah, their names do definitely ring a bell. Back in the old T2 days.
Very good, you know, underrated healers, in my opinion. They definitely do their jobs and know what they're supposed to be doing and have a pretty flexible hero pool. They used to cover for me a lot. So always happy to see that. We do have readies. And we're going to get going.
So Valhalla here is going to be on the defense. Is there anything specific you'd want to see from them? Anything you think that they could potentially exploit to get a full hold? Or a very strong hold?
On the weird opinion of it, I would like to see a double shield. I would like to see maybe a Junkrat or like a Pharah, like another nice little spam. I wouldn't mind seeing a Sombra. I feel like I've seen Danny Yuki play Sombra before and play it to a fairly good level. Was it yeah, I think it was last map, but he plays it to a fairly good level here. And if they can just kind of use that hack to prevent like the tanks, you know, take that tank shield down right away, because as we see, Sea9 are running again this Rein Zarya with a Pharah, a Hanzo, and then an Ana Mercy. They could, you take that shield down, and with the right kind of spam damage incoming, along with a potential double shield if they had played it, you can really bunker in and get a lot done.
Agree. I think both teams here do have quite a lot of spam damage, especially since they're only running a single shield. The question is, will Junkrat, will Danny or excuse me, Senpai Danny be able to out damage the Hanzo and Pharah on the other shield? And that's pretty much going to be the deciding factor in my opinion here.
Well, hopefully Prophetic will be able to focus down Silent Tamer and take the strap, because I'm guaranteeing we're going to see that duel there together. But gotta watch out for this Grab Dragon, because they only will have beat to help survive through that. Interesting to see Valhalla kind of holding back. I would have expected them to be a little bit more at choke and putting some contestation in there. Brow with a huge fire strike.
Was able to find 2, and I'm liking the aggression here from Valhalla.
If you just look at this ult percentage comparison right now, it is, you know, Brow is at 50% and Alonzita is only at about 15 right now. So that fire strike, especially if he gets a damage boost on it, it's doing some major work.
Silent Tamer is able to get a nice opening pick there, though Mama Bear with a nice res, keeping things even. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if Alonzita gets surprised by this very quick shatter from Brow Daddy that we'll see soon.
One thing you need to do whenever you're on the opposing side of Orion is you gotta call out who got hit by a fire strike, because it just allows your team.
The shatter did come out, but Alonzi went for the pin at the perfect time to stop it.
But that was a really nice counter pin there from the side of Brow Daddy. You know, able to kind of cancel Alonzita out, and we already see him now with his aggressiveness back at that 50%.
Back at 50%, exactly, yeah.
But we did see the ult come out from the side of Silent Tamer, and almost every other ult will be online for Sea9. So if they can just kind of get these combos right and bait out that Lucio beat that we talked about, they should be able to get a really good attack here on the point.
Yeah, we do have the tie. Wasn't able to find anyone. The winning condition here definitely would be the Grab Dragon. Like you were saying, they need to remove the beat and get rid of Techno Bunny.
Nice block from Alonzita. And while we didn't see Grab Dragon, we saw Hammer Dragon, which was interesting.
They were able to take out the Lucio with that Dragon as well. So I assume Techno Bunny is just keeping that beat for the grab that's going to be coming up pretty soon from Optibot here.
That Mercy was sort of in the, like, you know, just getting a little bit of damage on the edge. They were able to kind of follow up, but was a smart play there by Sea9, because knowing if you're going to grab, that Lucio beat is going to save them. They kind of just went for it.
A nice res there from Mama Bear, basically negating the pick that Silent Tamer got. I am curious to see if they're going to go for a grab barrage combo here from Sea9. Optibot is really low right now. The heals are there to get him back, and Weeby Ghost is pretty close to another nano from that as well. The question is, who's going to grab first?
My dog unplugged my mic.
Damn dogs. Which one was it?
Nala.
It's gotta be Nala.
It's always Nala.
Nice sleeping Brow Daddy. I think the payload sort of stopped the charge there from Alonzi.
Really nice res from Strap. A lot of ults here on the side of Valhalla. It seems like they might be, I don't want to say panicking a little, but trying to really finish up this fight here as much as they can, which is causing a little bit of an overinvestment because they are regrouping really well here right now. Prophetic popping off and making a lot of space here for the team while they wait for their tanks to get back for their main tank.
Valhalla were able to bait out the shatter. I like the idea behind using the shatter in the grab to stop any potential damage from coming in, but I think it was a little bit too late and the picks were already in favor of Valhalla there.
Chicky, yes. Valerian. Chicky, yes. Also, hello, Chicky.
Hello, hello, welcome. We see people in chat scouting. Gotta love it.
If you don't scout, you're missing out.
Nice shot there from Brow Daddy. He was able to find 3. Turn that fight relatively quickly. Tamer able to find 1, but in the grand scheme of things, I don't think it's gonna matter too much. Mama Bear with the res there.
So we see Opti switch from Zarya over to the D.Va. I know they've been on the D.Va a little bit here, but interesting. Wondering what they're kind of trying to, what kind of damage they're trying to, you know, eat and negate. Or, yep, it's maybe to get, take some high ground space here away from the Junkrat, or
Yeah,
The McCree.
definitely want to be careful with that Junkrat. Danny is putting in a lot of damage and just breaking Alonzi's shield, making it just that much more easier for Brow Daddy to go for shatters. So being able to mitigate any sort of damage from Junkrat is
Really
a
nice
good idea.
counter charge and focus down from C9 there on Brow Daddy. Able to sort of catch him out, and then, yep, you know, we have Weeby able to really get some nice nades in here as the Ana.
And C9 were able to get a nice momentum just building throughout the streets phase there, and able to sort of get it onto, well, pass point 2 now. Valhalla looking to touch, but is it going to be too late?
Unfortunately, just a
Fortunately,
second.
it is.
A little too much time trying to regroup as a full team when they could have just maybe had one person sort of stagger themselves in. You know that Lucio can usually dance around on point for a couple of seconds and stall it out, but it's nice to see.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say it's nice to see they're at least stabilized for this next fight here around the corner.
Yeah, just as I was going to say, Valhalla fortunately done a really good job of not losing anyone when they were trying to touch there, so they were able to take this fight into this corner. And now we do see a plethora of ults coming out from both teams. McCaney with a 3-piece.
I think the most impactful out between those two hammer downs, between the beat, between the Valk, the the High Noon, and the Barrage was definitely Nakani's visor there.
Definitely. And now coming into this last fight, we do have some pretty big ults from both teams. I assume Sakura's going to go for that grab the second they see it. They want to be careful about the D.Va eating. Tamer with a nice pick.
It looks like, yeah, I was going to say, it looks like C9 is really waiting to use this D.Va bomb until the very last minute as much as they can.
Nice pin there, but the focus fire was there to stop Alonzi from taking too much damage from that charge, and Sea9 take it. 33 seconds, not the greatest, but considering how the streets phase was going, I think they've done a pretty good job there towards the end.
I would say that's a pretty amazing hold there by Valhalla, especially on really that second point there. They really stopped it at that first gate for quite some time.
Definitely. That's why C9 do only have 33 seconds. Like I was saying earlier, I feel like C9 just picked up some momentum out of nowhere and were able to take it all the way over to second point. May have just caught Valhalla off guard.
So what are you hoping to see?
I would have wanted to see a Torb for defense, but I'm sad. Looks like we see no Torb. But we will see the same sort of DPS lineup for both teams here. I like the Ashe Pharah combo. Double main heals as well, and C9 are going to go for the double shield hold. Though Valhalla are going to be going for the potential Run Zarya here. If that's the case, then it's definitely going to be difficult for Valhalla to push into this. Oh, make that a D.Va. So I think with the Reinhardt, especially going into double shield, I think a Lucio would be really key for that speed boost. Sort of go along the left side and just jump onto point. Sort of try and collapsing on the tanks.
Opteon Sig. We get some love for Opteon Sig.
Opti's going to impress us now.
Valhalla does a really good job of rotating very cleanly and together, especially without running that Lucio to help them get through chokes. Just really smooth in the way that they're moving, and that's a nice early pick with that Fire Strike on that Mercy.
And the follow-up is there, and it looks like C9 are going to take, or excuse me, Valhalla are going to take this quite easily here. They did go for that left rotation, which I do like, and they were able to close the gap between the tanks. I think that's really what helped Valhalla.
Focused very quickly on the two healers on the side of C9, and you can see that in the ult difference right now. Weeby Ghost is 50%, but both Mama Bear and Techno Bunny are pretty much above that.
Kaney doing a good job taking out Prophetic. Did he just take out the Pharah a second ago? Or am I dreaming?
I think he did. Along with some help from Weeby Ghost. Really gotta be careful on getting these heals in though.
Now we do see Alonzi swap onto the Rhine. I believe that is his comfort pick. Brow Daddy's got to be careful since he has to shatter past 2 shields here. I think he may be looking for it right now, but Nakani is getting the picks. And took a little bit too long for Sakura to contest the Ashe. The damage is already done. Valhalla need to just regroup here. Nice headshot onto Nakani though. Will that be red?
It will. And I like to see that both tanks on Sea9 were pushing very aggressively to make a good amount of room for Take the Strap to get that res off and get it off safely, too.
Now Koa being used to initiate the fight here. Wait, what happened to the Koa?
I think they got rocked out.
It's pretty juicy. Looks like do have a couple of ults being used right now. Valk and the Flux. Opti was able to get a nice 3-piece in that grab.
A lot, but like you just said, a lot of ults used there. We saw 3 ults used on the side of Sea9. I think that was a little bit of an overinvestment, especially seeing that there's a Valk, a Bob, and a bomb coming up. And that Mercy, or that Moira, even though she just used Koa, is already a quarter of the way back there. So yeah, definitely need to be careful.
So I need to watch out for the bomb, especially since they don't have any sort of defensive ult or an immort to save them from it. So if they just break the shields, they may be able to get a very big bomb here.
I like the intention from Valhalla, but going in a little room against an Ashe and a Junkrat is a little questionable to me.
Nice block there from Brow Daddy. I liked how Brow Daddy tried going for the pin there to stop the Rhine from blocking that bomb. Unfortunately, did not pay off, as he did miss, but...
Sea9 able to make some space here. They were able to take Weeby Ghost down, I think from use of that Bob, and we already see Prophetic, 30% back to the next one, so if they can just get some high ground dynamites. Yes, I'm sorry. If they can get some high ground dynamites like just happened, then it can make a difference on building that Bob back up.
Looks like momentum is definitely shifting in favor of Valhalla here. Lonzi is sort of... okay, is moving back a little bit now. Was gonna be caught with his pants down if he stayed there for too long.
A little overextended.
And a very nice shot, able to find, what was that, 5?
Yeah, I think all 5. Plus that follow-up from Danny. I think they would have been fine without that McCree ult, but I do like the intention behind it, especially because you really want to make sure you cap this point and get it right where it is instead of allowing... I see that leg day work from Valhalla. We love a little leg day work. Gotta flex those muscles a little bit.
No, Bob is used to initiate this fight. Those Sea9 do have a few ults and they retaliate with their own Bob.
We have other Bob used to counter. I like seeing Sakura turning around to counter, but that just means everyone is turning every which way, and Silent Tamer is really able to follow up.
Very nice flux there from Optibot, and the follow-up was there from the tire from Silent Tamer as well. So again, I feel like that may have been a little bit of an overinvestment, especially since those were some pretty big ults.
But we are seeing Opti switch, so using that Sigma ult and then making that switch is probably a very good call. Especially playing a little more Brawl.
That being said, Sea9 do have the better ult economy right now. Even after using the 3 ults there. Opti does swap onto the Zarya.
Well, we did see Danny switch from the McCree to the Junkrat, so already to be at the 30% ult building here is pretty impressive.
Nice dynamite kill, but Nakani again with the headshot. Malva with a nice res, so both Ashes are back into the fight now.
Again,
nice
really nice block. And was able to, it looks like negate the res that Take the Strap was going for on Alanzita.
Radaddy putting in work as well as Danny here. The Opti is able to find Danny. Is he going to be able to hold? The ball does come out for the stall, and it may be enough. Or maybe not, if you get a big bomb like that. Two. Grab here finds both tanks.
Bob
nice
now on point.
In the middle of that fight. Both bombs coming out.
Again with a return Bob. Sort of a play in front of the cart situation, but again, now you're playing between a full team and the cart here.
Sea9 here. Jesus, they almost actually Sea9 that point. I don't know if you were watching that.
It was a little bit. We saw the Mercy fly across. We saw Strat fly across to BB Ghost.
Strat pretty much saved it there.
Yeah. But doing a really good job of stabilizing, especially considering they had to switch to these fast comps. Silent, definitely the hero of that stall fight there with that big tire. Really thought that Valhalla was going to be able to push it in those last couple of inches, but...
I think Valhalla, after they got that two-piece bomb, may have got a little bit cocky, a little bit sidetracked perhaps.
I think the ball kind of took their target focus down away a little bit, which can be, a ball can be really distracting, especially in your back lines.
Right now, this is exactly what Sea9 want, as the time is even lower than theirs right now. Senpai Danny with the pick onto Alonzi, and does get Opti out of mech, so pretty much no tank presence there from Sea9. Danny doing a lot of work right now.
Really?
The follow-up for the Kane.
Really good takedown of Silent Tamer, so he was not able to get a lot of work with that tire that was incoming. Big compliment to Sea9 on that one. Or, I'm sorry, Valhalla on that one.
Now this stall comp from Sea9 is doing a really good job right now.
Mama Bear is doing... Go ahead. I was going to say Mama Bear's doing incredible, just kind of flying around, staying behind shield, staying safe, and keeping this team up.
Kane is doing a lot of work as well in the back lines, able to find the headshots, get the high noon relatively quickly.
But it looks like C9 are able to fully stabilize there.
Valhalla with just under 1 meter there at the end. But it wasn't enough.
So I think one thing that we've definitely seen from these teams then, Valhalla really know how to just play mechanically and play to that cart and push aggressively as a team, even if they might be down like 1 or 2. But C9 is very incredible at their recontestation on a stall, like on a quick stall like that, to the point where it's sometimes rare that you see a team able to fully recontest and take it back, especially with so little time left on the clock there.
Yeah, and especially after being down 2 from a Diva bomb. Surprisingly, I think it was it Strap on the Mercy? Able to find a res out of nowhere onto the Lucio?
Onto Weeby, yep. And then able for the both of them able to get back to point to kind of keep stalling for the rest of their team.
Because we all know how annoying a Lucio is to get off point. But yeah, definitely a strong performance from both teams there.
Chicky definitely huge damage blocked there.
Yeah, we do see some big numbers from both teams. Quite impressive.
I'm going to give you Lobby back in a second so you can switch these names around. And make those switches.
Yes, sir.
Tinks.
Valhalla? Was that how you spell it?
Yeah, earlier when I chat earlier, I'm like the worst at like, if you guys ever remember me from season 1, I literally could not pronounce anybody's name correctly. It was like the worst thing. There's the running joke for specifically Fishy on Pizza Planet. We pronounced his name wrong for like ages. He was like Feisky. He was like, it was just crazy things. But I tried Psyche. Yeah, I tried to spell out Valhalla earlier, and I put V-A-H-A. No, what did I put? V-A-L-A-H-A? Valhalla? Like, it was just, I realized it, and I'm like, oh man, my spelling is like atrocious. Why do you guys let me do things? Why do you put me in charge of stuff?
And now Valhalla are gonna have Jib as their #1 enemy. Oh, excuse me, Valhalla. Right?
Blah. Everybody is gonna start calling that, calling them that on stream now, and it's just gonna turn into another meme. No one has an answer to it. Kuro, I don't know. It's just, I don't know.
So what is next map? I can't remember off the top of my head.
Hanamura.
Oh, definitely one of the better 2CP maps.
Kuro, I think the answer is because it's amusing to watch me fumble and flail around with my mistakes.
I agree.
I mean, if you give me back the ownership now that you did the names, I can do all those swaps and such.
I gave you ownership for a while.
Why didn't you tell me that?
Because you were in the middle of talking.
Well, five head.
Be more attentive. Come on now. Miss Architect.
Right, so we have K2 back in with Hunter. Why did my swaps not work? Hunter. K2. Oh, that's... Stream, look away. Just look away from this nonsense. We have D-Man coming in now. And then we have Mac and AtCat.
Sounds like a spicy lineup there. I wonder what they're going to bring to the table.
See the British politeness. It was toxic. Pay attention to the match. Wow, chat. Wow.
Chat speaking the truth there.
You know what? Just for that, Chicky, I'm going to take your next game. And I'm going to cast or curse you the whole time. No, I won't cast or curse you, but maybe I will take your next game.
Before you somehow spell Nova wrong? Pronounce it wrong?
Nova? Nuva? Neva? Aren't you the one that told me to pay attention? Yeah, you told me to pay attention to the match. I'm gonna take your game now. Snowy
That's a big rip.
Readies.
Good excuse there, Chicky. That was for Jay. That old chestnut.
Nope. I like it, Kuro. I like it. Chimkey. Leaves the league. Don't you dare, Chicky.
It's pronounced Chikey.
Usef? Is that how you pronounce the beginning of the name? Usef Chaiki?
Oh, what has our league become?
A meme. I mean, literally our initials are Uwu at this rate, so...
Very true. Who came up with that one?
The league, the members of the league picked that for some reason, and we went with it.
Yeah, let's just blame chat for turning our league into a meme.
Blame all chat. Alright, we have readies from both sides here, so we are gonna go.
So attacking side, I definitely want to see a Pharah. Love a Pharah on Hanamura attack here. What do we have for the tank? I wonder if we're going to see the Rein Zarya here on attack. Would like to see the Pharah and maybe a Hanzo or a Widow. D-Man, I believe D-Man plays Hitscan, right? Unless
yes.
I'm mistaken. Yes.
Sorry, chat. You guys get to see my stick drift right now for a little bit.
I wouldn't be surprised to see a double shield for defense here. Could be like a Junkrat Oh, close. Oh, no double shield. But looks like we do see the Rhine Diva for defense here. Symmetra, Junkrat, and double main heals. Interesting sort of lineup, though. If there is a Pharah, then they're going to be pretty screwed here. They got to watch out for that. Valhalla here with a pulled pork. Don't see that very often nowadays. Double hit scan with the double main heals. So interesting lineup. I would say in the sort of long poke phase, Valhalla are going to be better on paper, but we'll see. And Alonzi with almost 20% just from an early 5 strike. Road pog, definite pog.
D-Man with a nice nade stun there onto Alonzi. Sort of able to kind of back C9 up a little bit, make some room for this pulled pork.
But the heals were there, and they were able to keep Alonzi up. Now the problem with playing pulled pork into this is, firstly, the minimum shield, and secondly, you can't really move anywhere unless you get a nice hook like that.
K2 with a really good pick, which is going to force C9 here back up to point because they are now down one and not able to res that.
Yeah, I believe Strap did have to use the res earlier. I can't remember who on. I think it may have been Zip.
We have dueling coalescences out now with Bob incoming.
Alonzi is able to bring one back with the fire strike, but
do turrets not focus Bob down?
Good question.
He was literally right in their sight line there, and they did not look at him at all.
I want to say they do.
Oh, he looked like he was within proximity, but interesting. Either way, yeah, Valhalla. I was going to say Valhalla with a really impressive start. I'm not sure which tank duo I like better from them, K2 and Hunter, or Daddy and Sakura.
Yeah, Daddy had a very strong showing, for that being his first map back. So yeah, definitely a very strong pickup for Valhalla there, for the tanks.
Really good time differential here. Turrets don't contest. Okay. Really strong time differential here for Valhalla, but wow, what a bomb from Opti. And I do want to call that shatter out from Alonzita to allow that to happen.
That's the only problem with the Orisa, is once that shield's gone, that's pretty much it. Yeah, beautiful 5k bomb there. And they were able to take off a minute, maybe a minute 30 by the time Valhalla get back.
Chat reaction is exactly how I felt when I watched that. Nice to see Pandarp in this game. I know I switched him in, but we did not comment that this is his first game of the day here, along with And. Ziptail too, I think, right?
I believe so. Yeah, I think Weeby's been in for the first two.
Yeah.
And does have that tire and can definitely do a lot of damage, especially since there is no defensive ult for Valhalla.
Looks like they definitely used that tire pretty smartly too. They saw that Hunter was going down on point, and they also saw that the Moira was fairly low due to that anti. So they wanted to try and use that tire to kind of find somebody else out.
Hunter there was res, but unfortunately no one was there with him, and Sea9 were able to get a lot of ult there from that stranded Orisa.
I would say a few too many ults here on the side of Sea9 again. Not the worst thing to happen, because we do see And already, you know, almost 40% back to ult, along with Alonzita and Opti a little under halfway. First two maps are the same, correct, Seth? Tricky, you punch those tires.
Valhalla only invested 2 ults there. Or was that 3? I think it was 3 ults. They do have 2 upcoming into this next fight, the Hog and Bob.
And
I
that
wouldn't
Mercy,
be surprised if we see the double Bobs for this next fight.
that Mercy should have that have Valk by the, very early into this initiation fight, hopefully.
Yeah, Cat is doing a really good job in getting ult by healing the entire team.
Hunter
As you
did
say
a
that she's at 80%.
Yeah, Hunter did a really good job of banning that Bob to Nowhere's Land and kind of charging him away for quite a bit. And I was gonna say we saw it bait out Alonzita's ult there, but and just really using his positioning well as a Junkrat, knowing that they're pushing in because there was no main tank on either side.
Yeah, Pand and oh god, both doing a really good job on the DPS line. They're able to find 2 each, and Pand is already at 76% to ult. Nice pick there
Sea9, what
with
do
that
you do?
damage boosted headshot.
I really liked Cat's res there, but unfortunately now they are down Mac, which I feel that Koa is going to be really impactful to help them push through this upper area, especially with a Junkrat.
Pand up, stop. This man is doing too much damage right now. Done a really good job to take the time off of Valhalla right now. Started at 5 minutes and 20 seconds, coming to just under a minute. Hand up again with the pick, had to force the res out from Valhalla here.
D-Man really low in the back there. It looks like they're going to be going for a main rotation now. Nice to see Atcat kind of going to focus on D-Man and then uses Valk to get back to the team to help push them in aggressively too.
The double bobs.
They're looking right at each other this time.
That might be a big bomb. Able to find Mac there.
I like K2's train of thought there to use Bubble to rebuild Bob, or to keep Bob up and build up Bob, along with build their own ult up, and then help focus that Bob down. But unfortunately, the rest of the team just kind of fell to Sea9 here in the back.
That was a nice shot there from Hunter, able to find the Junkrat and the Diva, but very nice nano from Ziptail, able to keep Ant still alive. I'm assuming in this last fight we're going to see that tire come out. It's looking like cleanup right now. Hit the tire, but I think it may not be needed. I think that's pretty much a wrap. Fortunately, Valhalla here were able to get just over a tick, so definitely winnable. That reverse sweep is possible, guys. Are we going to see it happen?
I do love me some reverse sweep sort of stakes here when they're on the line.
That's what we were known for as Zenyatas.
I was gonna say, last season, Zenyatas were literally known for like reverse sweeps in the beginning.
The weirdest stat in the game, having the most reverse sweeps.
Nah, our weirdest stat was that we never won map 1. And I think the one time we did win map 1, we ended up proceeding to lose every other map.
It's pretty much jinxed us.
We loved our map 5s. We loved stressing out Stream Team with that every single game.
Stressing ourselves out with that.
Yeah, that too.
So we do see a double shield from the side of Valhalla here. They're going to be running the Junkrat Reaper, so a lot of damage is going to be going into this choke. And this time around we do see the Baptiste with the Mercy, so they do have that get out of jail free card.
And it looks like from the side of Sea9, we're going to be running this Rhine Ball. It's so interesting to see this ball pick so often because it's usually just a stall sort of thing, or like for the big boot maps, and Alonzita's really not running them on the big boot maps, but it's almost like they have a half dive going because they do have that Junk, Genji, and the Mercy Moira too.
It's pretty much going to be Reinhardt that's going to sort of be left behind, but even then he can sort of get into the fight pretty quickly here. All they need to do here is close the distance and they can sort of collapse on the tanks. C9 should have a relatively easy time.
If anyone on C9 gets caught out in a trap though, it's going to be dangerous. Danny with a really nice pick onto Pand.
As you were saying?
Literally cast your curse. Sorry, Pand.
As you were saying,
Sorry, Sita.
Jibba just wants to get all of C9 killed.
Who's next? Question is, can I predict who's next?
Really good placement traps there from
Danny.
Danny.
That's the funny thing about a Junkrat. You should, for me, I feel like you never want to place your traps in the obvious, like, choke positions. Put them somewhere random, you know, like, that no one's going to expect. And these dive comps can fall apart to something like that.
Do you
Nice
see that
ult.
coalescence coming out?
Really
You see
nice ult
quite
from
a
Zip.
few ults here.
We already see the bongos taken down from Hunter, but K2 did use a really nice Sigma grab there to kind of help stabilize here. I think
Would say it may have
C9.
been an over-investment though, using 4 ults.
Yeah, I was going
I
to
think
say
they may have slightly panicked when they saw the coalescence.
I think C9 definitely wanted to use that Koa as an engaging Koa to kind of bait out as many ults as they possibly could, seeing that the rest of their team, you know, had 4 ults coming online. We have Pan switching from the Genji to the Echo, really good with a copy.
You won't really have anyone to deal with the Echo either. That being said, D-Man able to find and the damage is there from K2 as well to take out Panda. It's looking like they're able to hold this fight.
Yeah. But the only ult we have online now for the side of Valhalla will be that Matrix, that Matrix from BAP. Can be used, if placed, really intelligently to help the rest of the team build their ult up and to keep C9 back. So, I was going to say, would like to see it early here because they cannot play around this. They just have to wait it out.
Yeah, C9 doing a good job here, just hugging the wall.
But C9 with all these
He was
ults
away from
incoming.
his team there, so he needed to be careful. Fortunately, no picks were taken there. Now they should be able to push in. That being said, K2 already has another flux.
Yeah. A really
Like to see how this goes.
big tire, once the Immort's down, yeah, is what's going to make the difference here.
Ty is able to find Atcat. D-Man does get the pick onto Opti.
But that tire does come in and find and Pandarp does go down to Hunter. But it looks like things might be going a little here in the way of C9. We will see take the strap sort of caught out in a little bit of a precarious situation, but is able to fly to Ziptail. I like
I would say
Opti's.
Valhalla in the healthier position right now since they do have both their tanks in the fight right now.
Plus those bongos are up, really helping.
Danny's doing a lot of work on the Junkrat here.
Depending on what this copy gets them, if they can keep this Echo up for a copy and get a quick ult here, it could make a very big difference. Looks like we're getting a Sigma copy.
Oh, and here.
Ooh, but they are able to take and out before using the ult. Although it does allow the rest of the team to sort of stabilize because all of Valhalla did turn to take Pandarp out.
Strap there with a nice res as well. Looks like And was able to flip the point there somehow.
Just you can see some really good coordination between the two DPSs on C9. You know, I don't know what their comms are or what they're discussing, but it definitely looked like I'm gonna take Sigma to go for as much health as possible and some flexibility and movement. They'll turn, look at me, you do some work, sort of situation.
I personally would have gone for the Reaper there and tried to build up a quick
Die,
and then because of how long of a time you have on the copy, you could get another one in that time.
Especially because so many of them were there. It is smart to take the Sigma though, because you can throw a little shield out and keep yourself, you know, fairly high health to allow the rest of your team to come back. Whereas, yes, you can fade with the Reaper and build some stuff up, but I think your health is a little more precarious.
So we do have a lot of ults coming online for both teams. We do have a potential grab tire online for C9 here. So we do have a bunch of ults for Valhalla, the Flux, Lux Death Blossom would be an interesting combo.
We actually are going to follow Reaper right now to see if we're going to see this. Yep, Death Blossom right here in the middle of it all.
Able to take out the Mercy, so no more res there. And good job from Valhalla to collapse onto Sea9.
Chat, rip Opti. That was a really bad thing for me to follow.
Wait, what happened?
I was following Opti, not this push, the push before, and he like swung up and he was just kind of swinging around in their backline here on top, and he just went down quickly. It was an oops moment. Pretty funny, but a little oops.
Now, if I were Sea9, I'd try baiting out an ult or two if possible. Valhalla looking really healthy here. And though with the tire, but it gets taken out by Danny. That's a big flux, though Opti was able to get D-Man, the res is there. Akat is able to get that.
I like this separation though on the side of Sea9. They kind of pushed a couple of people low ground and forced half to drop and half to stay. And it's now caused a little bit of a chaotic fight in nature on point here.
I really like the disbursement there from Sea9 as soon as they heard the tire.
Yeah. But
So
really
do or die
smart.
moments, both
Really
teams.
smart from Danny to go after Take the Strap. Take the Strap did just get a res off though. So if Pandurf can build Bob up, Bob can make a huge difference to help stabilize this fight, but unfortunately they both go down.
Potential reverse sweep.
Potential reverse sweep, guys.
The such and such has left the game. It always gets me. Me too. I was about to call out the pause there, but
No, I am an expert pause. I got this. I do not get debated by those things. I just accidentally pause half the time, that's all.
There from
Yeah. Really, really good combo there from the two of them. I will
you could definitely
admit
tell
that.
he was. You could definitely tell he was freaking out there when he got back into mech. Like what? I got 5k? Yeah, very strong hold there from Valhalla. They were able to bring that back using a couple of ults, and that Baptiste with the Immort helped Danny insanely towards the end there. Immort, who was playing Baptiste? It was Mac, right?
Mac was, yes.
Yeah.
No wave. Seth. Toxic. People say things like that to me all the time, and I'm like, they're like, no spray. I'm like, listen, I only have like the original Overwatch spray like attached to my accounts. That's it.
I don't even have the com wheel.
Yeah, I made you owner, so you can switch to the names, and I'm gonna run downstairs for 1 second to get some water. Everybody hydrate. Be good. Do those things. So just do the swaps when they do the swaps.
Got you. Chat, what do you guys want to see coming into Dorado here? Anything special? If Nation was here, I know he would ask for a Bastion. So let's hope he's not here, because I don't want to see Bastion in chat. Bastion Kuro, I hate you. Sombra. Yeah, definitely a really good map on Dorado. Do see a lot of Sombras thrive, especially on this map. Both for attack and defense. A lot of high ground, a lot of different flanks that you can potentially take. Okay, so looks like Brow Daddy will be coming in for map 4. Definitely was doing a really good job on the Reinhardt here, Living Truth as well to accompany him. D-Man. Okay, so the DPS are going to stay the same. Mama Bear and Sakura. So quite a strong lineup here from Valhalla. Dorado is a great Bastion flanking map. Bastion flanking map? See, I would think of it as a great pirate ship map. For attack, at least. I don't think I've seen very many flanking Bastions on this map. Sigma is always fun to watch though. Seth? Torb as well, Kuro. I've been wanting Torb since Eichenwald. I don't disagree with you, pirate ship can definitely be boring. That's why you spice it up by having a Diva and a Zarya instead of double shield, right? Big brain strats there, chat. Okay, so we have the same lineup from Sea9. Just gonna wait for Gibber to get back and we should be good to go.
So we get readies?
We got a ready from Sea9 and
One team. We just got the ready from
Valhalla as well.
Valhalla, so you just gotta give me the fun stuffs back.
Yes, sir. There we go.
You didn't change the names at the top.
Aha!
We're just
Sorry,
gonna go with
I was
it.
speaking to chat. Valhalla versus Valhalla. No one saw that, guys. Shh. If Zarya and Diva put out enough damage, there's no need for shields. True. And just the rest of the team has to play away from their tanks and near health packs.
One of the best things you can do in this game is know where health packs are at all times, especially those megas.
Now, I was asking chat, and they do want to see quite a few different eras come out. Some said the Sombra, Tor, Bastion, a little bit of Sigma maybe.
It looks like what we're going to keep getting is a little bit of meta versus meta. I do like seeing that Sea9 is kind of switching from the Moira to the Ana fairly often, but it looks like we're keeping with this junk Ashe. Kuro is toxic, most toxic mod.
For defense, we are going to be running the Brawly sort of tank lineup. Attack, all Sigma, so would be smart for Alonzi to try and boop the people from up top into the rest of the team. And double main heals from both teams as well, so quite similar sort of lineups. And it has been like that all throughout the night. Hydrakura is hella toxic.
I mean, have you seen her in Pokecord? God. So a lot of span damage here in from the both teams. Really good for Valhalla here because they have the high ground, so they're able to take out these shields a lot quicker than Sea9 is able to kind of focus down the shields. And I do like the fact that they dropped. A lot of people wait to drop for payload to be under bridge, but they did drop early here a little bit.
Demon there was able to take out And at the very start of the fight, and after the res was able to take out the Mercy. Though looks like C9 were able to recover from that and doing quite well here, pushing up quite far, taking the picks along the way. Definitely want to get these picks and hope for the bad spawn.
Ban, the score is 2-1 C9. Oh look, my peppers, they made it through unassaulted. I don't think C9 knows about that. So they'll leave them alone.
Panda popping off here right now. Able to find the picks. I would like to see Panda play a little bit more aggressive, maybe get the high ground. Do see D-Man does have that tire ready. He is coming back from spawn though. Would be a smart play to go up top, which he is doing right now, and just drop from above.
Sea9 doing a really good job of kind of pushing this payload a little uncontested at this moment. I really like the, I was going to say the ult from And there, able to land them right on top of Mama Bear, separate her out from the fight.
Alonzi team.
Yes.
I did come out. I don't think I found anyone. He got destroyed by Opti.
Little
Fox is out by Opti as well.
I was gonna say again, in the moment, a little too many ults there on the side of Sea9, but you know, that Moira ult builds up so quick. I can understand why you use it so aggressively. It's definitely something.
Is almost half of the way to another ult as well. So
yeah,
realistically, I would say it's wasn't the worst.
No, it's definitely like I feel like those three ults specifically are ones that you can kind of build up fairly quickly. So it is fine to use them as quickly as you get them, but it just always, if the fight doesn't go your way and it ends up being an over ult, it's definitely painful. But for Sea9, the fights definitely went their way. And it looks like, unfortunately, Mama Bear is going to be caught out in a bad position here with a bad spawn. Does Sea9 notice this, though, or is she going to be able to escape out? She's sort of just
Valhalla
waiting.
having enough with the ball, and they went for the soda shatter, which, you know what? Can't knock it.
Almost got out, Mama Bear. I really liked the intentions there.
That's rough there from Opti. We do have a couple of ults online. The Coalescence from Valhalla, but nothing really too dangerous from them. Optibot does take out Danny, and the mines do come out from Alonzita. I wouldn't be surprised if the Flux is used pretty soon here.
Cloud, I agree with you on those staggers. I think in that situation, Mama Bear's better bet would have been to go to that little room on the right and ask one of her teammates to peek her and or die quickly instead of trying to sneak out.
Ziptail doing a lot of damage with that Koa, able to take out 2 with it, and Valhalla seeming to be overwhelmed here. The amount of ults and damage from Sea9. And a strong time bank as well, with just under 4 minutes. Now, if I were on Valhalla, I would be slightly panicking. That was definitely a very strong push for Sea9. What would you do in this situation?
As which team?
As Valhalla.
Honestly, I'd go dive. I would go like a Sombra. I would go a Pharah with maybe a Lucio and a Mercy, or a Mercy Moira, and I would definitely go dive. I would
it's
play.
Like we may see that pirate ship.
I would play, yeah, and pirate ship's a good option too, but I don't. I think it's gonna super disrupt Sea9 here in the beginning, especially because Sea9 is playing this ball and they only have 1 shield. Zeke, the score is 2-1 to Sea9 right now. It will definitely get them here, I want to say, until this first point, right, this slot. But I think once Sea9 has the ability to make some adjustments, Valhalla still has the chance to roll through first point, but I think once they make adjustments and they're able to kind of settle into their comp, as long as they don't keep staggering themselves, it's going to be tough to continue this pirate ship.
Yeah, I think this pirate ship is definitely going to catch Sea9 off guard, especially since they are running the Sombra, so Alonzi won't really get a lot of value, I want to say, unless he plays correctly and away from her. But he does go into the team. Hand Up is able to take out the Bastion, so it might be very difficult for them to get onto point. Bear with a res onto that Bastion, but it's going to be difficult for them to get back on since shields are broken from Valhalla, and Panda is bringing in a lot of damage in the top left here. Danny was able to contest, but not for too long, and Panda is able to take him out with a swift headshot.
Yeah. And this is the thing about Pirate Ship that I don't like. C9 did drop for this immediately. If you can't set up on Pirate Ship, it's so hard to make it a workable comp for you. Opti's got to watch himself because he is definitely extending quite a bit with only having one shield versus their double shield.
The
D-Man,
problem with running a double shield here is look at the positioning of the DPS, especially Panda. He's going to be putting in so much damage with the dynamite since they're going to leave their rear exposed, and then they still got to deal with the damage up front, and Olonzi are just booping and displacing the team.
not sure I agree with D-Man's trying to push and set up here. I really liked the peel from the heals and from the tanks, but yeah, they just kind of grouped up there for Alonzi to be able to really get a massive mine on top of them.
Danny doing a lot of work here, able to find both Panda and take the strap. Some nice headshots. Good shield there from Optibot to sort of negate the Widow, but not for too long. Is that Widow off the map?
No, she's not off the map.
Nice recovery.
Really happy to see, though, that Valhalla was, looking to change off of this.
Definitely a big flux there from Opti, and the follow-up was there as well. Alonzi came straight over to Power Drive and put the additional damage in. Now, if I was C9, I would have tried to keep Living Truth alive for as long as possible and made it a
Valhalla.
stagger.
Oh, C9. Yeah, I can understand that, but they you want to secure as much as you can too in these fights, So I understand their mindset.
Do you see the tire able to take out Mama Bear? So this push is going to be very difficult for Valhalla right now. Strap is able to take or get the res onto Panda, but D-Man is able to take out Strap after taking out Panda. Alonzi though. Alonzi and Panda definitely a deadly combination here.
60 seconds remaining. Not yet.
So a lot of ults on the side. Oh, and we see Mama Bear switch from Mercy to the Brig in order probably to look to counter stun this ball a little bit. They'll keep sending one person to deal with high ground. Yeah, that is a little bit of an issue that we're seeing.
I think the ball is definitely doing a lot. They had to shift off that pirate ship relatively quickly. Well, when I say relatively quickly, they may have stayed on him a little too long, in my opinion. Especially with where C9 were positioned. So again, this is starting to look like a do or die moment. Alarm bell should be ringing for the team of Valhalla as they need to get this fight win. Optibot does get the flux, but not able to confirm a kill here. Nice EMP from Danny, able to find 4. Bongos do come out. Is it going to be enough? It's looking like a moment of desperation for Valhalla. They're trying to use their ults to confirm this first point. Panda up and are just doing a lot of work right now, and this is going to be a win here for C9.
Victory. Play of the game.
Definitely a strong showing from both teams there. There were moments of over-ulting from both teams, but they were able to build up their ults pretty quickly from all sides, which I quite liked. So we did see ults pretty quickly in every team fight. But now we reach that part of the show.
That MVP time. I have a couple of people or like duos or like combinations that I super want to advocate for.
Okay.
So personally, I would give tank and DPS both here to C9. The tanks I'm stuck on because Alonzita and Opti were so amazing together all map. Both of them, it could literally go either way. I would even be fine giving it to both of them and having it be a dual MVP, which granted I don't like doing super often, but I think the way that they're synergized and that they combined everything and the way that they peeled for each other, I think in this game specifically tonight, it's definitely deserving of a dual MVP. I do want to give massive shout out to the synergy between Brow Daddy and Sakura also, and between K2 and Hunter. They were pretty much on par with the tanks of Sea9, especially Brow Daddy. He did a really amazing job using, his fire strikes, playing aggressively, playing passively, shielding, and doing all of that. But the reason I'm picking the tanks for the tank DPS duo there for Sea9 is what was happening between Alonzi and Silent Tamer, between the ball and the Farah on multiple maps we saw. It's such a weird ult combo to use mines and to use barrage to kind of like trap the team in between two really bad places. I was really impressed to see them execute it multiple times. While Pandup and And did really amazing, and Nakani's visor on Eichenwald really got the most utilization when we saw literally like 6 to 7 ults popped all at once. I don't know, just something about the mines with the barrage is super sticking with me.
Okay. It's definitely tough between the tanks. I think Brow Daddy was doing a fantastic job for Valhalla. Anytime he was Reinhardt, he definitely was controlling the momentum, like, for the majority of the map. Though I do want to say, between Alonzi and Opti, I think they were both very close. Alonzi, especially at the end there on Dorado, was able to do so much on the ball, even when faced with a Sombra, and then eventually a Brig. But I do want to say that Opti was putting in a lot of work. He was getting a lot of really big fluxes that enabled the rest of his team to get the picks. He did get a few grabs, I want to say.
But we saw amazing blocks from Alonzi when Alonzi was even on Rhine, and in charges, and just that's why, like, for the two of them I'd be almost inclined to do the duo MVP. And while I feel like Take the Strap Zip did a really good job, there was somebody else that was here too, and I can't 100% remember who it was. Weeby. While they all did a really amazing job on healer, and while AtCat, Bunny, and Sakura did a really good job for Valhalla, I feel like Mama Bear was almost everywhere tonight on the side of Valhalla, really using their ult intelligently, not over ulting normally too much, using it to help engage with fights. But that said, Ziptail really used Koa to engage with fights a lot too, so it's one of those where, like, literally the MVP could go either way on either side, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think for healers, I think both sides were doing an incredibly good job. Mama Bear especially was in a lot of very good positions and was able to bail out the rest of the team quite a lot, and we did see the coalescences coming out quite quickly.
And even though at the end there on Dorado she did get caught out, I really liked the slow play that she tried to use to get back to her team. She took the best route that she had because the team might not have necessarily peeled to where she needed it to peel to, but we saw really good plays from her all night.
I do want to at the very least, give a shout out to Strap though, because I think Strap done a really good job with the reses.
Yeah, Strap and Weeby on Eichenwald with that lack of a C9 was pretty amazing. Like, that's definitely a hard combo not to talk about too.
My heart was pumping when I watched that. Like, holy, that was close. But I'm happy to give it to Mama Bear. I would still, I want to say I want to give it more towards Optibot. I think he done more than Alonzi. But if you feel like they both deserve MVP, then I'm happy for that as well.
Or we can let chat decide that one. If chat wants to give some input, Opti, Alonzi, or both, that's, you guys give us some input, what you're thinking. But what are you thinking for DPS?
This is so difficult. Everyone on C9 were doing a fantastic job. Nikani at the start was
Hmm.
putting in a lot of work on the McCree, was able to get a 5k tamer as well on the Farah. Um, and then we saw Ant get a lot of really juicy picks and got pretty big tires as well. They got tires pretty quickly. I do want to say Panda was definitely the shining star for DPS tonight on C9. They were just getting incredible picks, getting those headshots consistently, and we saw just by him alone, he was able to knock off probably, I'd say, about 2 minutes by taking one or two people out every time
Hmm.
Valhalla tried to pass through on Hanamura. Um, so I do want to say that Danny on Valhalla was doing an incredible job with the range of picks that he was playing, from the Sombra to the Widow to the Junkrat as well. It's definitely a tough one. And then you got And as well that was able to save the point on Hanamura. But honestly, I would have to give it to Panda.
Okay. I can agree. I can agree with Pand. We only have one chat response right now who is saying to give it to both tanks. Um, so it looks like we're gonna go with both tanks. Will be getting MVP for C9 with Pand and Mama Bear getting it for support and Pand for DPS. Um, Again, like you just said, well, Silent Nakani and Danny and Prophetic really did amazing jobs all around, as all the other DPSs that were in tonight. And I know I'm missing somebody here or there, but yeah, really, really good, solid play all around by everybody. What is today? Is today Monday?
Yes, it is.
Okay, chat. Our next game will be tomorrow night at 7:30 CST. We have Tier 3 Tantalizers versus Pizza Planet. I'm not entirely sure who's casting or commentating that game, but we definitely hope you guys tune in. And we're going to end on that.
Yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll
Thanks,
see you later.
thanks.